Recruitment is an art. Invest in the right candidate, take a chance on unique talents, and don't settle for the wrong ones. This is the Groundbreaker podcast series powered by TX6 Africa. I am Nansina Lima, and today on the show, we'll be talking about talent management in the era of technology. I'll be speaking to Lord Malcom, who is the founder of Betrworkr. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And let's talk about talent management. We know this is a different era. Technology has taken over, literally. So how different is it now than before?
I think we're in an era where both parties are spoiled for choice, for lack of a better word,
Right.
in the sense that COVID showed us that remote work was possible and just made employers more receptive to leveraging global talent and global experiences,
Right.
where in the past, candidates were limited to a specific area, a specific time zone, a specific country, because there was mostly those in-office requirements. I think technology has made productivity easier across the board, and companies as well as hiring managers are also more receptive to team members operating globally across different time zones to deliver cohesive solutions.
Right. But let's talk about Betrworkr. What exactly does it entail?
Betrworkr is basically a startup or financial institution or company's recruitment business partner. We source upper echelon talent, and what I mean by upper echelon talent is really the focus on talent of a higher level, which is experienced, quality senior talent. We have a rigorous screening, testing, vetting process that puts candidates through the ringer, so to speak, prior to even sharing a shortlist with the client companies. And I found that our emphasis on culture fit as well as agile methodology has been a difference maker in the recruitment game. Betrworkr essentially is a company's HR department's best friend.
Right.
We alleviate the workload and churn around quality talent within a 48 to 72-hour time frame.
Right. So then how do you make sure that a candidate is fit, even just culturally?
I think it really comes down to understanding the company first.
Right.
Part of my process is to have a meeting with key stakeholders. I'll talk to the founders, I'll talk to the hiring manager, and I'll talk to the HR manager to understand really the company culture. It's very important that candidates align with the existing company culture. If you're a startup, give you just a brief example, most startups are pretty agile, and agile in the sense that, where they're going on Monday is not necessarily where they're going on Friday. There's a, change of plan, there's, a new addition to the plan, and most startups really appreciate people who can think on the fly, pivot on the fly, execute on the fly. A guy who's been at a bank 20 years and is used to a certain rigidity and, hey, this is where we're going for the next 3 years and no deviation, it's probably going to be a poor fit for startup culture.
Right. And how did then Betrworkr come to be? When was that time that then you said this idea comes to life?
So recruitment is an age-old art form. I think Betrworkr and its real focus into the recruitment side of things within tech came about during COVID. Betrworkr was spun off of a different startup where we had a recruitment division, but we were in several other areas of tech, from software development to digital marketing.
Right.
To everything in between. And during COVID, when there was a downturn with the software development, the mobile apps we were developing for clients, there was an upswing on the recruitment side because prior to COVID, we were being told, hey, this person has to reside in this city, this time zone, this state. And COVID happened, and we're fielding inquiries all the way from Australia, where they said, hey, we don't care. As long as they can work XYZ time zone, and this is the salary range, we don't care where they're located. So there was a real need for global talents, and just being bullish on Africa, being bullish on the talent level in Africa, which is very, very, very competitive and commensurate with the talent level in North America and Europe. It was a no-brainer to leverage our tech hubs in Africa to serve these clients who had global talent needs.
Right. Like a journey it has been.
Always.
Right. And for your client base, so are you based in a specific country? Are you global?
Yeah, we're global. Very location agnostic, which is one of the key differentiators. Right now, I'm in Nairobi filming this podcast, and I'm already scheduled to be in South Africa next month, just serving clients across the globe. And so we're location agnostic, but we're also technology agnostic. We've worked with everybody from the good old fintech startups to the agri-tech and automotive tech startups and everything in between. And I think the core element that binds these various tech companies is just that ethos of leveraging technology to fix already existing problems.
Right. And the recruitment process, is there one specific one that you came across that was difficult?
I mean, I wouldn't say difficult, I would say challenging.
Challenging. Okay.
Yeah, I would say challenging. I'm actually going through one right now where we've been recruiting for a company for 5 months,
Right.
and that is highly unorthodox. I mean, the average
It's a long
recruitment,
time.
it's a very long time. To be fair, it's several roles, but their internal HR department is very subpar. And so we go from interviewing candidates, and it takes anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to get feedback regarding next steps. And so it just drags on and on and on. So it's challenging because the typical recruitment time frame is anywhere from 30 to 45 days max.
You know, there are many people who apply for jobs in Kenya and across the world as well. But then how do you pick a talent from a whole pool of people that want this specific job?
I usually err on the side of profiles within a similar, same or similar industry, because those are usually folks who can hit the ground running based on their experience within that industry. On the flip side, we also just leverage across communities. We've been fortunate to be invited and accepted into several talent communities globally. We've partnered with some great peers across the globe, and so this helps to really fine tune and identify those key candidates when those requests come in.
Right. And now the big question, profitability of the business then. How would you say?
Every recruitment business is different. I think having been in the industry, it'll be 15 years this October. I've learned that, clients, success loves speed. Clients who have identified the recruitment process, clients who respond quickly regarding interviews and next steps and are also in line and moving things forward. Clients who are willing to pay a retainer, a kickoff retainer, have been the most profitable in terms of not just money, but also time. And when you are recruiting people, you have to look beyond the resume to understand conscious and unconscious biases. And these don't happen in a vacuum. You're doing everything from cognitive assessments to case studies to hands-on code-based writing. And those things take time. So I think one thing that has helped us from a profitability standpoint is that we have an engagement retainer that comes with some very nice guarantees.
Okay.
And that separates really the tire kickers from the clients who are committed to filling the role. Because if they're willing to pay a retainer up front as opposed to the usual on success model, sorry, excuse me. If they're forgive me. If they're willing to pay a retainer upfront as opposed to the usual success-based model, then it shows commitment to filling that role. And that in turn spurs productivity and profitability.
Right. And then, how do you measure the success of a recruitment process?
Well, there's several KPIs we look at. And a few that come to mind are the average recruitment time. As mentioned, the average recruitment time from receipt of job description to the candidate starting the role or starting the job
Right.
is usually anywhere between 30 to 45 days. I have seen it at 60 days, but those are few and far between. I've learned that anything longer than 60 days usually doesn't materialize, or you have to regroup and maybe come back at a different time. And so that initial hiring and interview process is so mission critical because just as the candidate is presenting themselves and putting their best foot forward and looking forward to the role, the candidate is also evaluating a company that has an efficient and well thought of recruitment process is shown to retain 89% of their new hires. And that's another key metrics for us is that retention. Our average hires usually last anywhere from 3 to 5 years at the startups or companies we place them at. Anything less than 3 to 5 years is usually, frowned upon internally.
Right.
So, and we do offer 6-month warranty on all new hires to really, really measure out deliverables within that time frame.
Expound a bit on that. You give a warranty.
Yeah, so there's a 6-month warranty on every hire.
Okay.
This is part of one of the benefits of that retainer I spoke about. Because clients commit upfront to ensuring a successful hire, we commit on the back end that for 6 months after the role is filled, we're doing monthly check-ins where with both the new hire and the client company to ensure client and candidate satisfaction. If for any reason within those 6 months there's mutual client and candidate dissatisfaction, we replace the talent at no extra cost.
Right. And many company owners who are going to be watching this as well, and they have not sought services of a recruitment agency, recruitment firm. What are they missing out on?
I think they're missing out on a holistic approach to recruitment.
Right.
Most startup founders generally don't have the bandwidth to focus on day-to-day operations, including HR and especially recruitment. Recruitment is an arduous task. Scanning, screening, testing, vetting, set hundreds of candidates is quite time consuming. I think why we are leveraged is really because we have just a robust network of tech-focused candidates and employees. And so it really partnering with us shortens the hiring time. It shortens the hiring process. We've had people hire within a week of engagement, and we also are able to focus on short-term and long-term hires, which has really been well received by the founders.
Right. And just like you started out with Betrworkr, there are many people who have ideas and dreams, but they're not executed them yet. What would the advice that you'd give them in terms of just, putting in words into action?
Well, I think you got to take the first step in faith. When I started Betrworkr, I was tired of my 9 to 5. I was tired of some of the processes that I thought were time consuming within the recruitment process. And I had shared feedback internally at my employer at the time. And I was told, hey, if it's so easy, go ahead and go do it. And I said, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And to be fair, I actually started Betrworkr while I was still employed. But within the first 90 days, I had secured $10,000 a month clients. And I got that first paycheck, and that was enough to be like, hey,
That was a
I'm
lot.
good. I'm good. The lights will be on for the first 90 to 120 days, and then we'll figure it out. Anyway, I think the key component is just take this first step in faith. What is the conviction, right?
Right.
Are you doing something you truly believe in? Because passion and drive and your why will make you get out of bed. There's days when I'm like, hey, I have 9 back-to-back interviews, phone calls, meetings with founders, and then I say, Malcolm, do you like your life? Do you like where you live? These bills won't pay
You
themselves.
want to make it better?
You feel me?
Yeah.
And so I think passion and your why will push you and spur you to action especially when you're not really inclined to want to do it. There's a lot of businesses you can start as side gigs
Right.
that don't require upfront investment. For recruitment, all that was required for me was my experience as a recruiter already, and then really just being willing to put in the sweat equity from attending networking events to attending conferences to putting forth proposals to scheduling synergy chats, just to identify areas of mutual opportunity. And putting in that time was able to help us get this off the ground. And I think it will do the same for anybody.
Right. And what do you think is the future of recruitment as well as Betrworkr?
So the future of recruitment is going to be extremely tech driven.
Right.
We're currently in final stages of our first product, which is a global payroll software. And so we are going into the payment processing space, which is a huge milestone. We're going to not only be your end-to-end recruiter from the screening, testing, vetting, sourcing, but even when these people start on the job and have been onboarded and are performing, you can now leverage Betrworkr Pay for their payroll needs across the world. I'm seeing more of just a holistic approach
Right.
to recruitment as opposed to the niche focused recruitment of bygone eras where people are really more human capital centric. So it's the entire life cycle. It's recruitment. It's emotional wellness. It's global payroll. It's earned wages access. It's leveraging artificial intelligence to make data driven choices within the organization. The future of HR and tech as a whole and recruitment as a whole is going to be very tech and machine learning centric.
Right. And thank you for being part of the conversation. I think what's left is for me to do some consulting on the side.
I'm here for it. Just let me know.
Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you.
And indeed, let's keep the conversation going across all the social media platforms. Groundbreaker podcast series. Today we have been talking about talent management in the era of technology. I have been speaking to Lord Malcom, who is the founder of Betrworkr. Until next time, goodbye.